again, this is small scenery taken from single player footage that has already been shown off. And if you look at the patch on his arm, I do believe that is the faction that was also shown off in the single player campaign. So again, obviously they're going to reuse materials they've already got. So this is a map that's based around one of the levels that we've already seen, is what I'm saying. And the enemy faction is obviously, you know, whoever this guy is working for. But something else I've noticed is that, so does that mean he's a custom enemy, as in like someone's dressed him up like this, or is every map now have like certain factions? So the map we saw earlier was obviously the heroes versus the villains, but is this one now, is he the villains and all the villains are dressed similarly, like in army fatigue and stuff like that, and then obviously they're fighting the heroes? So does that mean that specific maps have specific factions? So always heroes versus either, you know, whoever these guys are, or, you know, villains from previous games, and so on and so forth. Oh, also something I forgot to mention while talking about that is, that's a perfect scene actually. So he's running, so sprint returns, which is good, and he's reloading at the same time. So you can sprint reload. I'm not a fan personally. I like to reload cancel in things like COD, but I guess in Uncharted it's not much of a big deal. Alright, so if it wasn't clear earlier from what Drake was doing, so as you can see, there's a look. You can see the indication of where you can swing from, just like in single player, and so this character has just used it. And again, you can slide down and you can do all the things that you can do in single player. So you can shoot, and I assume you can jump and melee, you know, mid-flight. Now they're shooting at Marlow, and the tracers look different slightly. I don't know if that's just because it's improved graphics, or different tracers now have different meanings. Maybe they're firing different sort of ammunition, I don't know. But the thing that struck me about Marlow here is if you look on her right arm, she's wearing some sort of red armband. Now in the earlier scene she wasn't, in the previous level, and the heroes aren't wearing them either. So you see this theme throughout, so just keep an eye on that, because certain characters do have it and certain characters don't, and I'm curious to know as to why that is. So look, well, oh, that's a good sign. No. Okay, so you can shoot while swinging, as demonstrated by Mr. Raja. Oh, bloody hell! What was I going to show you? Can't find it. There we go. Alright, so you can mantle over things quite quickly to avoid enemy fire, I guess. But look, if you look closely, Eddie's also got the red armband. So I'm just curious, maybe villains only? There you are, that's a better scene. And the flower pot going flying everywhere, which is also nice. And Chloe's back. Ah, Chloe. Alright, so she jumps onto the zip line using her grappling hook, whereas in previous games, characters would just use their hand, which I know it's a video game, but still kind of weird. Anyway, so now they're using something more logical, and you can obviously shoot at the same time. Alright, so I believe that's Flynn. He's using the old jump melee, and he's also got the red armband. See, but in this scene, if you look closely at the enemies, I don't think they do have armbands. So, is the armbands specific to a certain game mode? Or is it, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Some enemies have it, some enemies don't. So there must be a reason why that is. Maybe it's just to distinguish between villains and heroes. I mean, I guess not everyone's coming into this trailer knowing what I know. I don't know.
I got you.
Okay, so this is another one of the big additions to multiplayer. So you got, as you can see, there are characters wearing blue, and then there's a character wearing red. So who are these three characters? Well, as you heard, then Sully called in some backup, and these are NPCs, so they're non-playable characters. They're AI controlled basically, and they're called sidekicks. So you call in a sidekick. I'm not sure how you call them in. I don't know if it's a kickback based thing, or maybe every player has it and you can just sort of use it and it's sort of part of the game, or maybe it's specific to a certain game mode. I'm not sure. So anyway, so you got the first one, who as you can see is some sort of a sniper, and then you've got another one who is a medic, as denoted by the cross and the word medic, and then you've got this other character who is wearing a gas mask and is quite, not heavily armored, so sort of a lightweight runner. And well, I'll let the video play out, but that should give you some idea as to what these characters' roles are.
You're back.
Okay, so as you can see, the sniper took out a player, and they're in a down state. So these NPCs can assist you, but they can't quite like kill enemies outright, as far as what I can see. Coastal Bank of Madagascar. So this map is obviously based on Madagascar. Some nice lemurs there in the background. Okay.
Come on.
So med pack. I don't know, because when Elena threw it, I think she used it up. So it is a consumable in the game. So I'm assuming possibly it's a replacement for the grenade. So you can either have something that's healing or something that's lethal, or maybe you can have one of both. That would be nice, tactical and a lethal. And I wonder if, does this mean because he's got the med pack, he can absorb that one hit from the sniper and go into a down state? If he didn't have the med kit, does that mean he would have died?
Get you back up.
Assistance required.
And then obviously you saw that he was picked up by the AI. Something else to note, it looks like he's got some sort of tattoo on his arm. If you rewind it to the part where the guy is running and reloading at the same time, he's got some like tiger stripes on his face, like camo. I think that tattoos and like face camo will now be part of customer characterization, as well as clothing, from what I can tell.
Pick me up. Come on, let's get you back up.
Assistance required. Would anyone like to play?
Alright.
They got me.
Okay, so Marlowe calls in this runner character, and as you can see, she ran quite quickly towards a player. And what I was going to mention is, I don't know if that's a primary or a secondary, but it looks like a scorpion to me. Not very powerful either, because this character absorbs a few shots and just keeps on running towards him. But then again, he did miss quite a few as well. So as you saw there, the AI troop grabbed the player, started, I don't know, choking or just restraining them basically, and then along came the person who called the runner in and kicks him in the balls. So Mr. Raja sliding down. So the thing to note about this scene is, look, there's a primary on his back and a primary in his hand. In previous games, the noob tube was obviously a power weapon to pick up, but once you picked it up, you'd lose your primary weapon, and you could only have that and the secondary weapon. So I'm curious to know whether that means you can now pick up a power weapon, assuming this is a power weapon, and not lose either your primary at all, or does it mean that you can swap out your secondary in place of another primary? If you look on the floor there, that is a mine, and that does eventually kill him. And you can tell it's a player placed item, because if you just avert your eyes from Chloe's derriere, you can see that there is a mine strapped to her belt, so it makes sense that either she or another player put it down. And also, does that mean you can now carry 2 lethals, or is it just there because she had it equipped and for the sake of character modelling they don't actually take them off? And again with the environment destructibility, so something a little bit bigger than the statue we saw blown up earlier, but again nothing massive, so this top bit topples over. I imagine if she was caught underneath she would have been crushed, but she manages to get away. Alright, so she mantles over quite quickly, and then we see Elena do something here with, I don't know, at first I thought she was pulling the pin on a grenade, but she activates something, and you'll see it in a second. Alright, so it seems like kickbacks or something of that variation returns. So in previous games, if you activated a kickback, obviously you'd call in either an ability or you'd call in a heavy weapon or something like that. Here she sort of turns into fire and just escapes. So it could be an improved version of the teleportation, the vanishing a puff of smoke kickback. Whereas here you just turn into fire. I assume you wouldn't take any damage while you were the flames. And then she just manages to run away quite quickly. So that's a new thing to multiplayer.
All coming back to me now.
And then, as you see there, Drake tosses out something from his inventory, and I believe this is another kickback. If you played the previous games, you'll know exactly what this idol is and what it does. But in multiplayer here, it seems to do something a little bit different. So as you can see, it sort of, I don't know, it kind of spreads out these, I don't know what they are, clouds of smoke, and it sort of like puts enemy players in a trance. I'm just wondering if that sort of just makes it so that you can attack them without them attacking back, from what I can see on the screen, or does it like actually kill them, so like a kill streak sort of thing. And that's Ramses in the background there. I think that's all. No, I don't know. I guess there's a few characters that aren't shown, and that's it. The Uncharted 4 multiplayer reveal. Hope you enjoyed watching it. If you spotted something that I didn't spot, then drop it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, consider tapping that like button, and until the next video, which will probably be a video where I talk about what I liked and what I didn't like. And just to give you an idea of my thoughts so far, I'm very much split on this trailer. There are aspects that I think look good, but then there are some things that, quite honestly, I'm a bit disheartened to see return. And I mean, there are some things that I've included now which I don't know, I didn't even think they would include them, but they've included them, and I'm definitely not hyped as much as I was before watching this trailer. But anyway, that is, like I said, a video for another day. So thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.